Hi, I'm Joleen Lunzer.
And I'm Sarah Atwood.
We're YouTubers.
We're entertainment and pop culture fanatics.
But most importantly, we're friends.
Good Pop is a weekly podcast where we chat about pop culture, entertainment, life, and share some good news stories.
Because right now, we could all use some good in our lives.
So sit back, relax, and get some of this good pop.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Good Pop Podcast. I pulled a Sarah when I was on her channel the other day, and I didn't have my mic by me. So, hello, I'm one of your hosts, Joleen Lunzer, and I'm here with my co-host, Sarah Atwood. Sarah, how is it going?
Hello, going well. Yes, thank you. Good to be back.
Happy Saturday, you guys. So every Saturday we meet here, share pop culture, news, and good news stories, and just talk about life. Little astrology update, all that stuff. So thank you to everyone joining us here live on YouTube and everyone in the live chat. We have Mama Bev has entered
Hello, Mama.
building. Yes. Okay. So if you guys are joining us now, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. And also subscribe to Sarah's channel, Nerdtainment, which there is a link in the description of this video.
Thank you. Yes, please.
So let's get a little life update first, Sarah. How is it going?
It's going well, thank you. Normal week full of work, watching a lot of television like I do. I was introduced to this lovely dessert by my good friend Joleen. I got a delivery on my porch through my screen door. Well, you dropped it off and then I opened the door and picked it up of these desserts. Now, what are they called?
Conchas. So we got you conchas, and then it's like a Mexican cookie. And I forgot what the Mexican cookie's called, but I just call it a Mexican cookie. But Chell knows the name of it. But conchas are like this delicious sweet bread. And there is a market out here where we get those and the cookies, and Mexican bakeries are just amazing. And Chell told me that a lot of influence from Mexican bakeries came from the French and Spanish. So that explains a lot because I've tried a lot of the Mexican bakery goods. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is delicious, because I already love Mexican food. But I hadn't. I hadn't really ventured into Mexican desserts. But once conchas were introduced into my life during this quarantine, I'm like, I must share them with my friends.
Oh, good. They're kind of new to you too then. Okay. Because I was like, never had one of these before, but I don't have a huge sweet tooth. I'm more of a potato and salt girl. But I do love like pastries, like breads, like a cinnamon roll is probably my weakness, like a donut. And now these conchas, am I saying it right?
Conchas, yep.
Yeah, because it's just a sweet bread. It's not overly sweet.
Nope.
And it was like, I just was like shoving them in my face. So thank you, Joleen. But yes, also thank you for introducing me.
You're welcome. They're also so colorful because they'll put like a chocolate kind of thing on there. And then they have an orange one and a hot pink. I mean, the bright colors of like at the Mexican bakeries it's just amazing. That's why I love living out here for now in Palm Desert, because there's so many of these. There's such a huge Latino culture out here that there's so many of these great bakeries and stuff like that. And I mean, I'm mad at Chell. He didn't introduce me to this until now. And maybe he knew that I would be addicted to it. But I'm so glad you liked it, Sarah.
Yeah, they were so good. Thank you. And if anyone hasn't tried them yet, find your nearest Mexican bakery. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't even know. I've never honestly seen a concha in my life. And Chell's like, his grandparents, when they lived in Mexico and then they immigrated over here, but they always had a house in Mexico. And so when Chell would go there for the summer, his grandparents wouldn't even have like a big dinner. They would just at night sit down with a cup of coffee and have conchas together.
Well, that sounds like the perfect breakfast. I don't need that at night, but it sounds kind of what I did this week for breakfast. Is what that sounds like.
So you don't have to feel bad about eating any time, because Chell's grandfather was like a super hardworking farmer in Mexico and then over in the United States. And so they would eat big lunches. And then at night, they would kind of eat lightly and then have conchas and coffee. So then Chell and I started to have conchas and coffee in the early evening outside when the quarantine first hit. So thank you. Also to our super chats, Tami, we got a $2.99 super sticker, and we got Maya Miss Price. Thank you guys so much for the support.
Ladies. Yes.
So you had your conchas, you had your Mexican cookies, and what else is going on?
And that was it. Just a bunch of television that I talk about. I watch TV and then I make videos and talk about it. That's my week.
Me too. And we're both like immersed in this Big Brother world. Like, will they, won't they, when is it coming out?
That's right. I know you've been doing keeping up with the gossip and the rumors, doing videos. It is going to be interesting. I mean, I think we know that we'll have returning players for sure. But, you know, my question is like, but who? Who's this cast going to be? And the rumors are crazy. And I wish that people realized that people make up stuff online. But apparently they don't. And they just run wild with all the leaks and spoilers. So yeah, until anything's confirmed, I'm just going to sit here and go, what we getting?
It's every summer this happens. There's always that talk of there's going to be an All-Stars. I fall into it because I just want to talk about Big Brother. Like, I don't even care if I'm getting lied to. I don't care.
Yeah. But you understand that. You're not like, oh my God, this is what's happening. No. You at least get it. Yeah. And it's something to talk about. How was your week besides keeping up with Big Brother gossip?
Well, it was a lot of Big Brother gossip. And it's, you know, it's a lot of trying to, I mean, there's a lot of stuff coming out now. And you probably heard recent things about, I don't want to really get into it right now, but about comedians and things like that and behavior of male comedians. And so that obviously hits home as a female comedian. So kind of wading through that stuff, like, gross. But definitely that's how this comedian world works, unfortunately. Yeah. But I then took a step because I wasn't suffering enough through the news and stuff to weigh myself for the first time since before the quarantine. And let me tell you, Sarah.
First, why did you want to do this? Why?
Well, we talked to our dietitian again because Chell and I are still talking to our nutritionist dietitian, Lauren. Good. She's great. And we still were kind of falling off and falling into bad habits of emotional eating and things like that. So I really didn't have a grasp on where I was at, I think. And I asked her if they had if there was some kind of jump start I could do, because I'm motivated when I see progress. If I don't see progress, if I don't feel better, if I don't in my clothes, I'm just like, I'm just going to have 72 conchas.
Yes.
So I asked her and she said, okay, there's this, like, it's a Dr. Oz thing, but don't be scared. And it's like a 2-week weight loss thing just to, you know, kind of see it happen a little quicker. So I started that. And then I thought, well, let's just see where I'm at, I guess. Because I've been really pushing it off. Because I do think if you never have to weigh yourself, don't.
Right. I agree.
Because if you're healthy and you're feeling good, then who cares? Because like my dad always told me, muscle weighs more than fat. That doesn't define you, blah, blah, blah. But I know that, you know, you just feel. You know your own body. So I weighed myself and the truth will set you free, Sarah. But first, it'll really piss you off, like Gloria Steinem. I was like, Jolene. So I'm on this journey yet again. I talk about this. I've struggled. I never struggled as a young person with weight. I think I got lucky because you're young and I don't know. I was always very active too, but I ate like crap. So I don't know how I didn't struggle with this. But then it wasn't until my adult years that I started struggling, and especially moving to Los Angeles when I had stopped drinking. And I think, you know, you sometimes substitute one for the other. Sure. And so with an addictive personality and with, you know, just wanting to soothe yourself somehow, I think through the years I've turned to food. And so it's been a struggle. But so that was just, I mean, it shouldn't matter because it's, but you want to be healthy. And that's kind of where I'm at now.
And you want to feel good. I mean, I am definitely a proponent of, like, I don't care what the number is, but like you said, like, if you stop fitting in your pants, like that's the thing. Those are the markers that we live by. And so, if you're not feeling comfortable in your body and your clothes, you know, it's a struggle for most people in the world. And even though we want to say, like, it doesn't matter, body positivity, you still have to be true to how you're feeling.
Yes, exactly. So, and I told Sarah, because we cover Big Brother Australia every Thursday on her channel, and it's so fun. But before, I ran into one of my bestest friends I haven't seen in a very long time, and she now lives out here with her family. And I was embarrassed that she saw me.
Oh,
and I went home and told Chell that. I was like, I was embarrassed because, and I know she didn't, she's my friend, you know, she loves me, but the littlest comments you'll take. And she was like, if I wouldn't even known that was you. If you, and I was like, oh, probably because I'm a lot bigger than you just start going through. So then I came home and I was like, I was so happy to see her because I love her so much, but I was also like ashamed that she had to see me like this, because normally I'm just here up constantly. And then there's some stuff going on down here. So I think once it gets to that point where you don't want to see your friends, that might be a time to jumpstart. So we'll see, you guys. It's a journey, and
it's a journey, and it hurts to hear that you are bothered and upset, but know that I love you and think you're beautiful, and all of these people here love you and think you're beautiful.
Sarah and everyone else, thank you guys so much. I don't mean to turn this into like, oh, by the way, but I think it's something that a lot of people, most people deal with and think about. And as we get older, it gets harder and harder to maintain healthy weight, I think, if you don't have great habits. And then there's a lot of other underlying factors, people that have to deal with illnesses that prevent them from being able to like work out or stay at a healthy weight. So also thank you, Maya, for the super sticker. So not to be
thank you
like a downer, but that's just really what is going on in my life. And I am an overshare.
But it is life. It's life. You're an overshare, but a lot of people, the reason we talk about things is so that we don't feel alone. Not that we want a bunch of miserable people, but it does feel good. Like you're not sitting at home being the only one, dealing with something.
Exactly. And it's good, I think, the camaraderie of just knowing that if you're out there and you're struggling, with anything, whether it be mental health or, weight things, self-esteem, know that it's always a struggle. It's always kind of like a fight throughout your life. But it can be a good fight when you're surrounded by people to support you. So thank you guys for letting me talk about that. And I'll keep you going on my journey. My goal is to just feel good again and have like self-esteem when I'm in person. That would be a good thing.
That's a great goal. Yes.
So let's move on. Thank you guys for all the wonderful comments in the chat here. And speaking of Mama Bev, who said we can be our own worst enemy. And really we can, because I look back now being 40 and I look back at 30 or whatever. And I thought, oh gosh, I don't like the way I look. And you're like, appreciate who you are right now, because there's a point in your life where you'll look back at which you kind of were, or not wish you were that, but think, why did I, why is it so hard on myself?
Yes. You'll look back and be like, wait, I was beautiful. Wait, I was thin, or like whatever it is. You're like, wait, I was fine, but I was so hard on myself. Yeah. Oh my gosh. We can be so hard on ourselves.
We can. Okay. Speaking of Mama Bev, can we get the Mama Bev astrology minute, Sarah?
You know it. Okay. We are in the middle of eclipse season. This is the second one today of 3 in a row. And today is also the solstice. So we have the solstice, we have a new moon, and what did I do with my notes? And Mom, my notes are wrong. I don't have it. So it's a solstice, it's a new moon, and an eclipse, right? Some reason those are not in my notes, but say yes. So both eclipses, all of these things, new moon, eclipse, all of this that's happening today is really good for bringing about change and like big change and like new beginnings. So there is just a lot of that happening right now in the universe. And we can see this like immediately, but we can also see it sort of up to 6 months. So just know that this is coming in your life. But it's also, we've got the solstice at 0 degrees Cancer. I know this doesn't mean anything to you. And North Node, a couple degrees away in Gemini. So the energies that we're feeling are Cancer and Gemini. And Cancer is all about like home, family, nurturing. So these are the energies that we're feeling, security, and not just like your immediate family, but like your ancestors and the past. And then Gemini is about information and knowledge, being curious, communication, asking questions, learning. So I feel like this is going to affect everyone differently, but we can see it happening globally. If we just look at what's happening, those are definitely energies that are in the air, and know that we can all be a part of this change.
Wow, that was a deep one, Sarah. Wow.
It is deep stuff that's happening. Yeah. It really, really is. I also want to say with new moons, it's a time to set intentions. And I used to do this every new moon, but what you want to do, so today, because today is the new moon, just make a list of the things you want in your life and phrase it like, I see myself easily being, having all the money I need. I see myself peacefully relating to those around me that I work with, like whatever it is. Right, Mom? Do you have any other words of intentions? But if you set them at the new moon, they really help them come true in your life.
Well, that's great. I am going to set some intention at the new moon. I'm going to say, I see myself with a hobby farm with ducks. I've been really thinking about hobby farms lately. I don't know what my thing is. I see myself feeling good in one of my 25 pairs of yoga pants. So
I easily fit into my yoga pants. Yes, these are absolutely things that you write down today.
Yes, and Mama Bev says big, deep changes for 3 to 6 months.
Yes.
And conjunct North Node.
Whatever that means.
Yep. Like, am I saying that right? Is that?
Yes. Conjunct. It just has, it's talking about how it's all lined up. These things are connected.
Wow. Oh my gosh. Well, thank you so much for the Mama Bev / Sarah astrology update. Sarah, I should say astrology update. The new moon. I'm going to set some intentions, some things.
Yes.
Yeah, I love that. All right, you guys, let's get into some pop culture news, entertainment news. Sarah, do you want to start?
Sure. I don't know if you have this. I feel like this is something we're both bringing to the table.
I think I know.
But The Circle, UK.
I didn't have that.
Well, good thing I brought it up because The Circle UK has renewed for season 3, but they're also, thank you, Mom. I do need validation from my mom. Thank you. They've renewed The Circle in the UK for season 3, as well as in the US for seasons 2 and 3. Oh, wow. But the UK one that I thought was really, really interesting because they're going to pair it with a celebrity version. They're going to do a week-long celebrity circle for Stand Up for Cancer. And all of the celebrities are going to come in and catfish for a week.
I love that.
Doesn't that sound fun?
Yes. I saw the, I think Night of Light sent it to me that there was going to be a new Circle UK. And I didn't doubt that because it was very successful and the US has picked up on it now with it going on Netflix and us just having a season 1. And I was excited because I get to see Emma again. And Emma, the host of The Circle, was also the host of BB UK before that got canceled.
Oh, nice.
But I love this idea of them incorporating celebrities in and also for charity. And all catfishes.
Yeah. I mean, I think if you're a celebrity, you have to catfish, right? Especially if everybody's a celebrity. But I really hope it goes well and they bring it to the US because it sounds super fun.
We need a celebrity circle. And then they also need to bring back then Celebrity Big Brother because I am still.
I mean, why? What happened, BB? What happened?
Exactly. And the Circle US, so they've renewed it for a second season and a third.
Yes. That's what I read.
Then I have a chance to audition for season 3 because I never heard about my audition for season 2.
Okay, let's get Joleen on it.
I thought I gave them some good, cool aunt vibes, but
you know that you did. We know you did.
I also know that I sent them a video where I had green eye, like green, I was experimenting with some bright glitter green eye makeup with a green Adidas track jacket, and my hair was kind of just, I look like I just woke up.
That was your circle audition video is what you're saying?
I'll have to
Oh, sweet. Okay.
And then it could only be a minute, and you know me talking for a minute, like what's a minute?
Right.
So I had to cut myself off.
Okay. Yeah, I definitely need you to post that on your YouTube.
So there's probably a good reason why they never gave me the
Please
call.
title it The Circle. This is what you missed out on.
Sometimes I see people on YouTube who submitted for Big Brother shows like that, and then they post it. It's pretty funny because what we think is going to get us in, and then when other people see it, they're like, I don't know.
They're like, I don't know.
I like that Maya is putting her intentions out there, and yes,
Yes, I see it too, Maya.
Well, I have a fun little story.
Please.
Thank you for sharing that Circle news because I love the Circle. So there was this FedEx driver, and I believe George, I don't know if you heard about this story, but he was making deliveries, and this little boy ran up to him with a skateboard, probably 9 years old. And the guy documented the whole story, retold it on his TikTok. And his TikTok, I think, is at fresh2def, the number 2def. And he ran up to the delivery driver, the FedEx guy, and he said, "Hi, do you know Tony Hawk, this professional skateboarder?" And the FedEx driver's like, "Yes, I do." And he said, "Can you give him this skateboard?" And it was this kind of raggedy looking skateboard. Like it's been used and the little boy wrote on it Tony Hawk on one end, and on the other end, the little boy wrote his name, Cooper. And so he gave it to the FedEx driver. "Can you make sure he gets this?" You know, he's a kid. He just thinks, just it's to him and then tell Santa not to forget about me, you know?
Right.
So the guy thought it was the cutest thing because it is. And the mom came out and she was like, "Yeah, get it to Tony Hawk, like play along so that, you know, we can move on with our day," which I'm sure a lot of moms, deal with. You have kids that have these ideas and you're like, "Okay, let's do that."
You're like, sure.
So the FedEx guy didn't just stop there. He could have taken it and gone, yeah. He went and made a TikTok video saying, "I don't know if this will get out to Tony Hawk, but this was adorable. And if you could give this kid a shout out, little Cooper, it would make his life." The fact that he raced down to me and asked me, I mean, that's so adorable. And Tony Hawk replied, Sarah.
Wow. No, I thought this was a whole different story. So this is so exciting.
Yes. Tony Hawk replies on his TikTok, to which was shared with Cooper, and then said, "Cooper, I got this. I got the skateboard. Thank you. And now I'm sending you some skateboards, and they're en route." So he sent Cooper the skateboard he was riding at the time during the TikTok. And I'm just like,
so great. Yes. Oh, yeah. Because at first I was like, wait, but the UPS driver knows. I was like, what?
He did not know him.
He played around long, and that's so. I love it. I love it when celebrities play the game like they're up for it. And yes,
of course, Tony Hawk being a dad, and this FedEx driver, he could have. He's busy. This is a time of a pandemic. He has to be working all the time. He has to be afraid of, of catching corona and all that stuff. But he took it out of, time out of his day and his kind heart. I feel like this guy, if someone hasn't done something for this FedEx driver, we should put something together because I'm sure there's something out there. But this dude just seemed so cool. So props to him, props to Tony Hawk, props to Cooper's mom, and props to little Cooper who now has a Tony Hawk skateboard. How cool is that?
Way to go, Cooper. The thing that Cooper was going to give his skateboard away to someone who already has skateboards, like, come on, keep your skateboard, Cooper.
I feel like it paid off. Was smart, like he's a smart kid, where he's like, I feel like if I show Tony how much I've used the skateboard, maybe he'll send me a new one.
Oh, Cooper's so smart. I love that.
Yeah.
Yay. I also meant to say when I was talking about the UK, happy birthday, Prince William. His birthday is tomorrow. So I just wanted to say a quick happy birthday. The family posted a picture of him with his 3 kids, Prince, Princess, and Prince. And they're all adorable.
Their names?
Well, they have more names. Prince George, Princess Charlotte, Prince Louis.
Or Prince William, not Princess William.
Prince William is just like a couple years younger than us. I think he's probably late 30s now.
That's what I was thinking.
But anyway, happy birthday to him. Also, tomorrow is Father's Day. And so I was seeing some stuff online this week about some of the celebrity first-time fathers. And so I have a few of them here. Anderson Cooper, who I loved. and I have worked with him, and he's really a legit great person. But he just had a son born April 27th via surrogate. And so he's excited to celebrate his first Father's Day. Rupert Grint from the Harry Potter world.
Oh, yes.
His daughter was born on May 7th. Joshua Jackson, was he one of your shows?
Pacey?
I just assumed, yes.
And also the Mighty Ducks. Yeah, he was an original cast member in the Mighty Ducks. He was Charlie. And that was filmed in Minnesota. So, of course, we all claim it. We claim it hard. Yeah.
Oh, okay. He was also in the latest Little Fires Everywhere, which was good to see him as an adult. But he just had his first child on April 21st. And Quentin Tarantino just had his first kid at 56 years old, a son named Leo. And I was like, is this after Leonardo DiCaprio?
Probably. I feel like, would he name his son? What actor does he work with the most? Quentin Tarantino. Maybe, because he's worked with Leo now 2-3 times.
Yeah, he's worked with Leo a few times. Yeah, I think so. I think Leo is like his, he idolizes Leo.
Samuel, you should have named him Samuel L. Jackson.
Maybe it's Leo Samuel Jackson Tarantino. And then also Benji Madden, who is married to Cameron Diaz, and they announced it around New Year's that they had a daughter, and I don't know if anyone knows the details because I've been looking because they didn't have details. They just miraculously showed up with a baby. So I don't think she carried this child and gave birth to this child. Not that it matters, but I always want to know the details. Because they were just like, welcome to, look at our new daughter. That was it. That's how they introduced it. It wasn't like Cameron gave birth to,
Yeah, and I think Cameron is probably, they maybe used a surrogate or something, and maybe that's why they didn't talk about it.
Yeah.
Now I'm like Googling Cameron Diaz surrogate. But so she used a surrogate after IVF. So she became a mom at 47. Some places are reporting that. Yeah.
Wow. I thought she was like our age. I thought she was early 40s.
She had a baby at 47, and she doesn't owe us an explanation of how she did it. There's a lot of...
You know what? She doesn't. 100% does not.
It's just all of our sick curiosity.
Yeah.
Wondering
why. But happy Father's Day to those first-time fathers, and to Chell for being Tilly's father.
Douglas.
And Douglas for being Jovi's father.
Even the pet. Now, speaking of surrogates, Kristen Wiig and her fiance, Avi Rothman, are parents.
No.
So, another kind of not undercover, but just keeping their own private business himself. But people reported on Wednesday that the couple welcomed twins via surrogate earlier this year. While the 46-year-old actress has yet to publicly confirm the news, she did hint at becoming a mother during Saturday Night Live's Mother's Day episode. She said, "I don't know if I truly appreciated my mom the first 45 years of my life," she said while paying tribute to her mom. "But this year, I'm feeling especially grateful for her advice, her love. I'm so thankful for all the things she's taught me, preparing me to be a mom myself."
Whoa! I missed that one.
Me too.
I love her. Wow.
Yes, Kristen Wiig is fantastic.
Congratulations. Good for them. And again, I don't care how you acquire your child, surrogate, adoption, birth, whatever.
Find, no, you don't find kids, Jolene. Get with it.
If you do, take it in.
I've been looking.
That's how I am with dogs. I'm like, where are they? I want to take you in.
Right? I wish I could have a dog, but our landlord is like, no dogs. But there's people in our building that have dogs.
Uh-oh.
So, got to talk to him. A dog. Yeah. So I had a birthing story too.
Oh, look at that. Look at that. Well, was that your story? Should I go again?
Yeah, go again.
Well, it is also Pride Month. So I was looking around at characters on TV and sort of thinking about representation, which we all know is super, super important. And I don't know if we got some young people out here, so I don't know if everybody remembers, but in the 90s, Ellen DeGeneres had a sitcom called Ellen, and she had an episode where she came out, right? It was so funny. She like leaned into a microphone and was like, I'm gay. And it was a very funny episode. But the show was then promptly canceled and her career completely stalled. She could not work. People were so upset about this character coming out / this person coming out. And so now today, though, we've come so far, such better representation. BuzzFeed put out like the best 33 characters who have had a coming out on television, which seems like a wonderful jump if we can like narrow it down to the top 33. So I wanted to bring that up.
Yeah. So do you have a couple of the greatest coming out?
Of course, a lot of them are shows I don't watch. You probably watch half of them. But I do remember Supergirl.
Okay.
Because, well, first off, I watched that show and I loved it. But her sister Alex came out as a lesbian on that show. And that being part of the comic book universe was like huge. It seems like it's even harder for the comic book world to come out. So I was very excited about that one. I do remember that one.
It's kind of like when they decided to do a Batwoman. This year, people freaked out about the possibility of Batwoman, I think, being gay.
Yeah.
And people were very upset. But that now, since it's been rumored, or I think reported, that the woman, and I forget her name, Ruby Rose, won't be coming back for the second season.
Right. I heard that. And now you watched that first season.
I did. I watched it and covered it with AfterBuzz for a little bit. And I would say probably good that they're switching it up. There was just something they got a lot of hate, which is never great or fair for a show that's just starting. But I also think had they used an actress, and not that Ruby Rose isn't, but someone a little more actor-y. Is that a word? An actor? I love Ruby Rose. I saw her in Orange is the New Black. She's gorgeous. Yeah. But so like more saying Ruby Rose quit. And I don't blame Ruby Rose for quitting. She had a lot of accents on set and people were really hateful to her. So but I would like them to keep the same energy with that of Batwoman being, lesbian and stuff, but maybe just pick a different actress that has more, the chops and stuff like that. And I hate to hate on Ruby Rose because I'm not saying she's not a good actress. It was just, there was a lot of bumps in the road with that show.
Maybe it wasn't a fit. Maybe it just wasn't the fit for her.
Also, someone that we can believe we need to see like a CrossFit version. Do you know what I mean? Because Ruby Rose is so tiny.
Yeah.
And
that's the thing about people who play superheroes, and you want someone who looks like they can do some fight coordination, not just like a skinny, pretty model actress,
Yeah. And you understand if they have like superpowers, like let's say just for the sake of saying, because I always want to bring it up, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, which I'm doing a show tonight. If you guys want to join on Twitch, where there'll be people from the actual show Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and I recorded a video and I put it in my social media. You can check it out. Now we believe Sarah Michelle Gellar's tiny, and in real life she's tiny, but she has superpowers. It's super strength that was given to her. It's not like she just worked out.
Wasn't there a character on there that came out?
Willow and Tara. So Willow and Tara are probably on that list of yours because that was a big deal at the time, and the networks would not allow Willow and Tara to kiss, so they had to come up with creative ways to show their affections, and it's just crazy because that is not that long ago.
It's not. Even Modern Family. I remember like Cam and what's both of their names? Anyway, the two.
I don't know. I didn't watch a ton of Modern Family.
Cam and I can't believe I'm forgetting their names, but they didn't, they never touched or kissed. And then like finally it was like, we're going to do an episode where they kiss. And of course it was such a big deal. And that was just like a few years ago.
That is so crazy. I just just kiss. Two consenting adults kiss. Kissing is fun.
People get so bothered. Jeez.
Right? Okay. Now, speaking of people we want to kiss, is Keanu Reeves on the list of people you would want to kiss?
You know what? He's not, but you know whose list he is on? Mama Bev's. She loves him.
Did Mama Bev somehow birth me and then just give me to Nana? Because sometimes I was wearing a wolf shirt the other day and Sarah goes, Mama Bev loves wolf. I love Keanu Reeves so much. And also the fact that it's rumored, I guess, or that he's a good human being on top of it.
Yes, that's what I hear.
Helps. So, and I mean, he's a legend. Keanu Reeves is actually auctioning off a Zoom date for charity, and the bids are rolling in. And I got to talk to y'all and see how much money we have in our bank account, and if he would be okay with it, because he is giving fans a chance to spend a little one-on-one time. Oh my God, I'm sweating. With him, for a very important cause. The John Wick actor teamed up with Camp Rainbow Gold for a charity auction to offer a private 15-minute Zoom call with the actor himself. All proceeds go directly to the Children's Cancer Organization in Idaho, which focuses on giving kids empowering experiences. So at the time of publication, the top bid was $16,400. This is all according to Pop Sugar, but I think it's jumped up probably a lot more. But the number continues to climb. The auction closes Monday, so get those super chats going. I'm just kidding.
Right? I was about to. I'd be like, oh, I would get this for my mom. She would die. She would love it, but I don't have $16,000 for that.
Well, Teresa, thank you for the super chat. We're on our way to the Keanu Reeves date for me and Mama Bev. It'll be a triple date. Teresa says, you both make my day when I watch your bids. Will you make our day with your comments and participating? So thank you. Thank you. So we'll see. But I wonder, like, I'm thinking like just 15 minutes, what would I even ask him? I'm sure I'd ask him about, is there going to be a fourth Matrix? Because I really do love the Matrix, but I'm sure he couldn't answer.
And then you would just be like this. You'd be like, let's just sit here for a minute.
Yeah. I'd be like,
can I just look at you?
Can you put your hair to the screen and then I'll touch the screen and just rub your hair? Just real creepy, I'm sure. Tell me 20 things you like about me. And he'll be like, I don't know you. I'm like, just lie. So yeah.
Wow.
That's what's going on. And then we got Bill and Ted 3 coming up, I think.
Are they going to be in that though? Or is this is it going to be new people?
I think there's talks that if I saw correctly.
Wow.
I know. I'm here
now, for what is it about Keanu that you like? Is it his looks or is it like his acting and his like movie choices?
I think it's just everything. Well, he was a really good friend of back in the day of River Phoenix, and they did this interesting My Private, it was about Idaho or something.
My Private Idaho.
Yeah. And I just obviously his looks. Obviously, I like him as Neo in The Matrix. Obviously.
Yeah.
But I think he seems like a very gentle, complicated, conflicted soul. Mm-hmm. And I've never heard anything bad about him. And he's just this tall glass of complicated goodness. And there's these memes of him sitting alone on a park bench, staring off, eating a sandwich. And I've never been able to relate to something more in my life. Where it's like, I don't know. There's just something about him that I find him, him and River Phoenix at the time. I used to have a crush on Corey Haim.
Oh, yes. Well, those were my youth crushes, for sure. Yeah, there's something mysterious about him and like an interesting way. And my mom used to tell me, and I don't know if this is true, but these are the stories she would tell me as a kid, as she'd be like, I love Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves is your dad.
Yeah. She's like, he lived on his he just drove his motorcycle and didn't have possessions. And like, he just had this like air of coolness. And I do remember at some point, like he went and moved in with his mom or dad and like took care of them, or maybe it was his sister. Like he's very family. Like they come first. I don't know. Yeah, he does sound like a great, great person.
And like J Jobs is saying too, there recently was a story that came out of him and his girlfriend, and his girlfriend was age appropriate, and she was gorgeous, and she had some natural gray hair, and I'm just thinking, Keanu.
Like, thank you, Keanu. Thank you.
And of all the years we've heard problematic things about, a lot of male actors, Keanu's never been one of those guys.
No. So. Would it surprise you to hear that I've never seen The Matrix?
Sarah, yes, you have to watch The Matrix. What about Douglas?
Oh, yeah. There's, I haven't seen a lot of movies, and like constantly it comes up that Douglas is talking about a movie, and I'm like, I don't know it. I haven't seen it.
They just re-released it, and I went to see it again in theaters.
Wow.
I think at the theater in Century City we went to, and it was really cool to see the first Matrix again. But yeah, oh my gosh, that does surprise me. I would have thought you'd have seen it because you're like a blockbuster gal.
Yeah, but I'm picky about my sci-fi, and it wasn't appealing at the time when it came out. I obviously just need to see it because everyone loves it.
You definitely need to see it. And Neo and Trinity and oh my God, Lawrence. I mean, there's just so many good aspects of the it's so good. I mean, it's not perfect. It's not a perfect movie, but
sure.
Maybe nostalgia's sake now I'm thinking back. It's just like I loved it. And seeing it again, Chell and I went, like I said, to see it again in the theater. And I was like, because I don't think I saw the first one in the theater. I was introduced to it by an ex-boyfriend. Who also introduced me to Battlestar Galactica, and I was like, "This is amazing!" And I would watch the DVDs of Battlestar Galactica, and then The Matrix. Once I saw it, then I was excited for 2 to come out, and I was excited for 3 to come out, and I thought for sure right after 3 we would get a 4. And I don't want to do any spoilers, but I thought there would be a certain direction they would go. Yeah. So Beverly says I'm right on track with Keanu. Yeah. Yes. And J. Jobs, fun fact, Will Smith turned down The Matrix. I have heard that.
Oh, wow.
And Jada Pinkett Smith was in, I think, the 2nd and 3rd. She wasn't in the 1st. Was she in the 1st? I can't remember now. But yeah, so she was in it, and she was awesome. Oh, you got to see it. I want you. It's the same thing. How I've never seen. What's the movie I've never seen that you love? And I always get the guy's name wrong. Chris something.
Oh yeah. Wait, Wonder Woman. You didn't see
Wonder Woman. I never saw Wonder Woman, and I feel like I can't. And I'm feminism, and I've never seen Wonder Woman.
Yeah, you're not a feminist then. Sorry.
You got to take my feminist card away.
Yep, take it away. You don't have it anymore.
Well, I think if you watch The Matrix now, like Terry's saying, in its heyday, obviously, the things you see, but the fight sequences are what were always the big deal in The Matrix. And basically, we're living in The Matrix. So
this thing, like even I know that, bending all the way back.
Yes, aerial yoga in the fight scene. So
yes. Well, even though I haven't seen it, like obviously I say it's an amazing film because everyone loved it. So
oh yes, and the Agent Smith, Mr. Anderson, like it's so great. And he went on to, at that time, the actor who plays Agent Smith, he's so good, and he also went on to be in Lord of the Rings. So he was in multi-blockbusters going on at the same time. What a career! What a career!
That's nice. Yeah,
I'm just geeking out over the Matrix right now.
Yeah, you are.
I know. And I need to see Wonder Woman. I will, you guys. I promise. I don't know.
Thank you.
What I was doing with my life, but
I don't either.
Jolene is not a feminist. I ruined it.
The card away, guys. We did it, and you don't get it back until you see Wonder Woman. Okay, there's the second Wonder Woman was supposed to come out this summer. They pushed it. I think it's still going to come out this year, but later. And like, I am dying for it. It's Wonder Woman 1984. Like it's in the 80s, and Wonder Woman. These are like two of the things I love: the 80s and Wonder Woman. I'm just like, perfect explosion. I can't wait to see it. I was bummed, obviously, that it got pushed, but I also like don't want to like ruin the, like wait till you can come back, then put it out there.
So you can like come back in the movie theaters, you mean? Like physically?
Yeah, because I'm not going to a movie theater right now, you guys.
No, and AMC is out there saying that they're not going to require masks because they don't want to get political.
Yeah, okay. don't get me on that tangent because I did it to the air and the walls when I read it. I had a whole conversation about how that's ridiculous.
That is ridiculous.
But I'm not going. So
me neither. And I do like myself in AMC too. So that's too bad that they are.
I usually do go to AMC, but not right now.
No. But yeah, maybe when it does come out, maybe we'll wait and it'll come out and I'll have seen Wonder Woman and then we could do a double date.
Yes, now we're talking.
Vaccine, everyone will be good. Let's just put that out because we're going
to see it before the vaccine because it's going to be like 2 years from now.
Okay. Well, we're putting it out there. I'm writing it down.
My intention. We will easily and very soon have a vaccine.
Well, drive-ins, like we talked about a couple episodes, are making a comeback. And so we had some friends go to a drive-in near LA, and they have.
If they'll show Wonder Woman 84, we'll go to the drive-in.
All right. Should we move on to good news stories?
Yay!
All right.
Jolene, guess what?
What?
Malala graduated from college, you guys. She graduated from Oxford. She has a degree in philosophy, politics, and economics. Of course she does, because she's brilliant. But if you do not know or remember, Malala, at 15 years old, living in Pakistan, was shot in the head by the Taliban for wanting to go to school and speaking out about women, girls going to school. And so I believe that this is a defining moment.
Yes.
I mean, obviously, we're very happy that she lived and is still speaking out and an activist, but she has a college degree.
That's awesome. I love that. That gets some claps. That gets a good news claps all around, all around in a circle. That's amazing. Oh my gosh, to fight. I mean, just to fight that hard to be educated. And of all the school I skipped, of all the college, my first semester, I was put on academic probation because I was like, oh, you got to go to class. So, I mean, for real.
Right.
The privilege coming out.
Yeah, you take it for granted.
Really do. Faith, thank you so much for the super chat faces. I wish I was born in the 80s. Sounds like it was lit. Much love, precious humans. You guys look so cute. Also, Sarah, is my body goals.
You can't even see my body, but I appreciate it. But you don't know what I look like.
Your body is Wonderland. I don't know why that's
80s is my favorite decade. It is the best. I wish I was a teenager. I mean, I wasn't, I was a little in the 80s, but I wish that I was like 11, my teen years in the 80s. Yes.
Oh my gosh. Well, yeah, especially with like the big hair and the rolled jeans. And
I would had such big hair.
I am more of a 90s gal because I prefer like the music and the fashion of the 90s. And I was a teen in the 90s, as were you, Sarah. But I do like myself some 80s. But as far as like music, entertainment, heartthrobs go, I am going 90s. I'm going mid 90s.
You are, yeah. That's true. I try to block out a lot of the 90s music. I don't know why. Just
I love it.
I'm over it.
Like Bush and Pearl Jam and Nirvana.
I did love the heavy metal. Yeah.
And the Blowfish, West Side Connection, Tupac, Notorious, B.I.G.
Okay. You are naming some good ones.
Spice Girls.
Those were fun. That was fun.
Bonnie DeFranco, Tori Amos. I mean,
that's true. All the Lilith Fair was great.
Yes, the Lilith Fair. And Bonnie,
you have to remind me of the good stuff. Yeah.
Yes, I love the 60s, and you have to remind me about the good 80s.
60s had good music.
The best. The 80s, I feel like for me, I'm not a hair band person. Are you a hairband person?
I'm a hairband person. Like my dream when I moved to Los Angeles was just to be in a music video where I could roll across the hood of a car with really big hair. Like this is what I wanted out of life. I love the hairband so much. I still do. Like it's in my soul. If I had been a teenager at that time, I would have probably run away from home and come out to LA and been at all the clubs. And
I love this fact about you, Sarah. I would never guess you're just going to be, but you know what? It's not too late. Douglas could get a car. I don't know what kind of car. It's like a T-Bird. No, what are those cars?
Sure. A Corvette, whatever.
Corvette.
But
let your hair down and just roll around with some Motley Crue. Were you a Crue girl?
I'm more of a Bon Jovi or like a Poison, but of course, Motley Crue. Yeah, we were just talking about that. It's still not out of my realm of possibility. Like
I actually
it's
had
still
a
possible.
Motley Crue poster, but it was only because my mom's friend, her daughter worked in like music media, and she would give me posters, and I thought this will make me look cool, but I couldn't name one Motley Crue song.
Oh, yes. No, here's like a little trivia. And if someone's really good at sleuthing, it's on the internet and you can find it. But the closest thing I could get to rolling around on the hood of a car is I did a music video a long time ago in the early days of the internet where I did a Phoebe Cates. Do you remember this? Fast Times at Ridgemont High, where she like pops out of the water.
Yes.
I got to do that in a music video, and I was like, okay, close enough. If that's all I get, I'll be happy. It's
Sarah,
okay.
that is so cool. And Fast Times at Ridgemont High is a classic. There's some classic movies that come out, like Can't Buy Me Love, the 80s. I mean,
80s movies, so good.
all the Corys, Dream a Little Dream. I think that was still in the 80s. Yeah, License to Drive. Oh, The Goonies.
Yes.
The 80s had movies on lockdown, but the 90s had like cheesy, corny, Can't Hardly Wait, Drive Me Crazy teen movies on lock. Like they were really cool. Oh, I could talk about this all day.
I saw Smashing Pumpkins as a teenager and as an adult.
I love Smashing Pumpkins.
Yeah.
Love to physically smash pumpkins and listening to Smashing Pumpkins. Sometimes I'll just turn on a Bush 16 Stone, the album, when I'm driving in the car and just pretend I'm 16 again. And I'm just like, oh, everything's so hard. And then just, that's what I'll do. Oh my gosh. Okay. That was a really good news story, and we went off on a really fun tangent. Okay,
yeah, we did.
Let me see which one. We got a little bit of time left here. Okay. I am going to tell you. Well, speaking of music, because I think I can fit in one more after. We can maybe each do two. Okay. So speaking of music, yesterday, Beyonce commemorated Juneteenth in true Beyonce fashion by dropping a surprise new track, Black Parade.
Yes.
And this song, it's really good. And in her first solo release since last year's The Lion King, The Gift, Queen Bey sings of Black liberation and empowerment, the essence of Juneteenth, which celebrates the official end of slavery in the United States. We got rhythm, we got pride, she belts, we birthed kings, we birthed tribes, holy river, holy tongue, speak the glory, feel the love. Beyonce promoted the release on her website along with a curated directory of Black-owned businesses. Happy Juneteenth, she said, being Black is your activism. Black excellence is a form of protest. Black joy is your right. She wrote on her site, Black Parade's benefits, Bay Goods Black Business Impact Fund, administered by the National Urban League to support Black-owned small businesses in need. So I thought that was really cool. And I also saw that Virginia became the first state to officially say that Juneteenth was going to become a holiday, a paid holiday.
Oh, good.
And they had Pharrell Williams there because he's apparently from Virginia. And so he spoke, some educators spoke, a local preacher spoke, the first woman, I think, maybe the first Black woman or the first woman that they've ever had as a representative in Virginia spoke. And it was just really moving to see that, for all these years, the 4th of July was our independence, but hearing, that history's kind of failed us to teach us that it wasn't independence for everybody. So why not make this a national holiday, Juneteenth, when we were all free and we were all independent?
Yeah, just because my world revolves around entertainment, as does yours quite a bit, I saw a lot of people talking about how Blackish did an episode and how that, because we didn't learn about Juneteenth in school, that people were like, thank goodness for Blackish. And I remember in 2016, season 1 of Atlanta, I don't know if you ever saw Atlanta, Donald Glover's show, they did an episode called Juneteenth. And honestly, that was the first time I had ever heard that word, never learned about it. And I had to, Google it and look it up at that time. And I just thought, gosh, thank goodness for entertainment to teach me stuff, because
it's the same to me. I had no idea. I had to see people posting about it last year on social media and talking about it for me to even know what it was.
Yeah.
So
because we do not learn in school.
We aren't taught that. And I know it is, still a little bit up to us to go out there and learn. But I mean, for our American history, that's a huge part of American history. You're talking about a whole group of people in Galveston, Texas, who had no idea 2 years after the Emancipation Proclamation was signed, that then they found out that, oh, we're free. So that's something you would think would be like front and center.
You'd think. It's so hard to even think about, because honestly, like instant, like with the internet, not having like instant information is just so hard for my brain to wrap around, that it could take 2 years to get any information.
I know. Yeah, no, it is. And I think this is part of the progress. This is part of, the starting of things that are happening from the protests and people speaking out and
those new moons and eclipses. Yes. You guys, big change, big change.
Big change. So hopefully, I heard that they were talking about this on a federal level too, but that would be great. Also, even if you're like a horrible person and you're like, screw that, it's a day off work. I mean, what is wrong with people? You know what I mean? Like, if anything, I just guess I'll never understand some people. But yeah.
The company that Douglas works for, they had the day off. They were given the day off.
Oh, that's amazing.
So progress, people, progress.
Yeah, the more we see this,
keep
and the
it
more
going.
it becomes normal. And why don't we just say, okay, yeah, Independence Day, cool, but this is the real American Independence Day because it includes all Americans.
Yeah.
All right, Sarah, what do you got on the good news?
I have another little tidbit of good news. There is a teenager in San Jose, California, who dresses up like Batman and delivers water and food and socks to the homeless community in his town. And he's been doing it for a year now. And he says that he dresses up like Batman, first off, to conceal his identity. Like, he's not trying to get his name out there, but also to hopefully like get attention and awareness to the homeless population in his area. And I can't believe he's a teenager. I was so excited to see that he spends his own money out of his own pocket and just drops off whatever is needed. And he like pokes inside tents just to make sure everybody's okay.
My gosh. And where is he from, this teenager?
San Jose, which is like Central California.
How, props to his parents, because I think my mom tried really hard with me, but I was just so selfish compared to these stories I hear of these great teenagers. And I just hope that, this is something that, we could see more of. And there are a lot of kids out there, but I don't remember being one of those kids who I would have never thought to I had a big heart. I also was like selfish and lazy.
Yeah. And even if you think of it as a kid where you're like, oh, there's homeless people, like a teenager to actually be proactive enough to like pick up some supplies, go out, talk to strangers. Like, a lot of people are scared of people who are homeless. I mean, that's a sad reality, but this kid's just like, hey, here you go. Here's some water. You need some socks. Here you go.
Props to this kid, because there's not only like the need of water, everybody needs water, but just like the dignity of having fresh, clean socks and things like that people forget.
And someone willing to talk to you, right?
Yeah. And what we've done is we've stigmatized and criminalized poor people for so long in this country, and so that the homeless are always looked at as suspect, when really it's like people struggling, which is truly sad. So props to this kid, man. More of these kids. I don't know where you get them, San Jose, but
but awesome. If you're raising those types of kids, keep it up. If you're not raising kids like that, fix it. Do something else.
All those kids' parents. Oh my gosh. Okay, so here's a little story that I found. I feel like I have so many good news stories and we're running out of time.
Yay, go for it.
We have this. Okay, so I love cats. Obviously, producer Tilly is the love of my life. And I do feel that animals and stuff can save your life. And I know you love Jovi, and Jovi is so sweet. And I love when I dropped off the conchas because Jovi was barking. Obviously, we show up in mass, it's night, and you go, Jovi, tell Chell how nice Jovi is. And Jovi's a sweetie and literally will sit next to me on the couch, lick my hands, but also being very protective of his mom and dad. So I thought that was, animals are just, they can just change your life. I mean, they do more for us than we could ever do for them.
Yes.
So there is a guy named Hunter, and I saw the story on Pop Sugar, and he is 25 years old now, and he's been struggling with drug addiction and opiate addiction, which has a very close, it's such a horrible epidemic that's happening in this country for a long time. And yesterday or 2 days ago was the anniversary of me losing a cousin to an opiate overdose. There was fentanyl in what she was doing, and she didn't know. And so it's just a huge issue. So I saw this story and immediately I was like, oh, and then I'm like, this is a good story. So this guy has been struggling for years and years with addiction since he was 12, in and out of rehabs. He was doing meth, also doing heroin, and he just couldn't seem to get clean. He got clean for a little bit, and then he relapsed. And it wasn't until he took some drug I'd never heard of, and he blacked out for 3 days. It's called Flocka. It's a synthetic stimulant. And he said it was so scary. He was tripping for 3 days, and his parents had to help him during this time, shower him, everything. He doesn't remember a lot of it. So and that was when he was 22. So at 22 years old, he had to sleep in between his parents for 3 days because of how He said
Wow.
he lost 45 pounds. His skin was full of like meth sores. And I saw a picture of him now. So after that experience, he's like, all right, I got to go. So he went back into treatment, came back, moved in with his parents who now lived in Yuma, Arizona. And then one day he was so depressed. I mean, addiction and sobriety, it is a constant battle the rest of your life. And it can be good and it can be bad, but there's, it's a fight. It is a fight. And so he was going through depression, and this orange cat showed up at his door. And he opened the door, and was like, what is this orange cat doing here? And this orange cat looked sickly and frail. And I'm going to cry right now thinking about, okay, so the orange cat shows up at
this is working. It's happening.
At his door, and he's sick and frail. And he's like, does he have an owner? What is he doing? My mom doesn't like cats. I'm trying to get sober. So he lets this orange cat into the house, takes care of him, nurses him back to health. And let me show you a picture of the two of them. It's over a year since then, you guys. And Pete the cat and Hunter are now together. They're both better. They're both together. They're both, this is him before, Hunter before. This is Hunter and Pete now. I mean,
yes.
Amazing how he was able, this cat knew, and Hunter says, I feel like it was fate. He just has been there ever since. Recovery is all about connection. Addiction is the absence of connection. Regardless of where you find that connection, I think having pets is an incredible way to remain connected to something that goes beyond yourself. So there they are, just adorable and sweet. And that's Hunter Michael Shepard. He's 25 years old, and this is on Pop Sugar. And just two adorable. I mean, and orange cats are like, my parents, we had two, Otis and Wally. They have since passed. And orange Tabby, I mean, they're just the sweetest cats. No offense, Tilly. Tilly's giving me, she's mean mugging me right now. But
side eye. Mm-hmm.
Tilly's got some good attitude. But orange cats are just, they're smushy and lovable, and they're just the best.
That is a beautiful story. Thank you for sharing. I know it's not about me, but you did make me tear up, Joleen. So success for you, because I just know that cat is a little angel sent to take care of Hunter. And, energies bring us together with people and animals. And that animal sensed that Hunter needed it. And the animal probably needed Hunter, and they found each other, and that just warms my heart. That's an absolutely beautiful story.
Yes, sent to him.
Lady Di, sent to him.
Yes. Beautiful. Did you have another story, Sarah?
Well, I do, but I don't have to. I just have 1,000 stories. I don't have to keep going. But I'll just say quickly, JoJo Mosley in Michigan, I believe it was Michigan, recovered from COVID after 94 days in the hospital. She is out of the hospital now. So I'll just say, way to go, JoJo. I can't imagine 94 days in the hospital on a ventilator. Oh my gosh. But she is home recovering still, but so much better. So way to go, JoJo Mosley.
Yes, JoJo Mosley. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. There's also, I found this, I know we're just kind of running over time, but there were so many good news stories.
Well, thank goodness there's good stuff out there.
I know, 94 days. Wow. So there is a Kentucky, this will be the last story, unless you have another one, Sarah. We'll just end on this one.
We'll end it.
Maybe we should end up to this. But I thought this was an interesting story and a good story. So there's a Kentucky tattoo parlor is creatively covering up hate tattoos for free. So the Gallery X Art Collective in Murray in Kentucky posted an offer on Facebook last week to cover up any racist, hateful, or gang-related tattoos free of charge. And in the first week, they received 30 requests. Owners Jeremiah Swift and Ryan King say they were inspired by the Black Lives Matter movement to do their part to end discrimination and support those who have the courage to leave their hateful past behind. They said a lot of people, when they were younger, just didn't know any better and were left with mistakes on their bodies. We just want to make sure everybody has a chance to change. I thought that was pretty powerful.
That really is, because you're not thinking about that. You're not thinking about the fact that, like, if you actually grow and evolve and you have this tattoo that doesn't represent you anymore, that it would cost money and maybe you aren't able to get it removed. So that's actually a lovely, lovely thing that they're offering. I can't believe they have 30 people taking them up on it, but I hope that that's 30 people who have grown past that.
Well, exactly. And I think we see a lot of this with kids that were raised in families that preached hate, whether it be homophobia or racism. And so they might have, gotten into this, and now they're out of that. And, maybe at a young age, they got some kind of very hurtful tattoo that now does not represent who they are. There was a gentleman they were just discussing with this story who had a swastika from being in like a hateful situation when he was young on his chest. And so he never took his shirt off. And he apparently now his life is very different, and he, is out of that. So
thank goodness. Get out of that. That is hardcore. Holy moly.
Confederate flag on one guy, I think it was a guy's ankle, and they covered it up with like a flower and a pickle, which is so much better than the Confederate flag, because delicious and beautiful. It was a smiling pickle.
I do love pickles. I don't know that I want it tattooed on my body, but I do love pickles.
Better than a Confederate flag, that's for sure.
Yes, that is for sure. There's questions in the chat about the Twitch channel that you're going to be on tonight.
Oh, okay. So you guys
tell the people.
I should know this offhand, but it's a show that's being run by, I'm looking it up right now because, I can only keep so many things in my head. I'm so sorry, you guys. So Wussy Magazine is having a Buffy show where there's going to be, you guys, I want to tell you, oh no, this is from 2019. Let me just do I have my phone? Okay, I'm gonna get my phone. This is how we're gonna get you guys the facts. Okay, so because I shared it on my social media, and if you follow me, you'll see it in my stories. But tonight, and let me click on Wussy Mag's actual event for it, so I don't give you guys any bad ideas. I'm stalling, just telling you. Okay, so it's the Twitch is twitch.tv/Wussy Mag, WUSSYMAG. And we are doing a show dedicated to all things Buffy the Vampire Slayer. So I don't know if you guys know, but Tom Lenk is going to be a part of it. There are lots of really amazing drag queens that are a part of it. Dax ! It's also the Buffering podcast. I don't know if there's Buffy fans in here, but the Buffering podcast is a really good Buffy podcast that I listened to years ago. And so they're going to be a part of it. Maureen San Diego is a part of it. There's some very funny comedians, and there's two actors, Tom Lenk and Jack Plotnick. So Jack Plotnick was the mayor's assistant in season 3, if you guys remember that, when there was the Bad Girls episode with, I'm inside baseball. And Tom Lenk was hilarious, and he was part of the nerdy overall big bads in season 6 going into season 7, and he's just such a funny, hilarious actor. And so he does these things, Sarah, now on Instagram, where he will have a celebrity dressed up in their red carpet, and then he'll take things from his home and recreate the look, and he's been doing that for years. So he's a part of it. My friend Powell Mansfield, if you guys follow my channel, Powell is a Survivor super fan. So he's a comedian, and he's one of the producers and people. He'll be a part of it. And he just got his buff from Survivor 40, and he texted me a picture of him in his buff, and he was so excited.
That's so great. The last time I looked, they were all sold out. So I guess I got to go back and look again.
He must know somebody or something. But what we're doing is, I think a lot of people are taking their 7 season of Buffy. I got season 1, and season 1 is really kind of disrespected a lot. People say, because it was in 1987, the special effects, the storylines, some of them, a little, it's back in the day, whatever. So, but I love it. I love it for the nostalgia purposes. So I did a video of 10 reasons, which ended up being 9 because I didn't count correctly. Reasons why season 1 of Buffy doesn't suck. And I got my Sunnydale High School sweater on.
Hey.
People reenacting. You'll see drag queens dressed up as Cordelia Chase, which was Charisma Carpenter, the actress. It was the main mean girl who went on to do Angel. She's one of my favorite characters in the Buffyverse. So I could geek out all day over this. But you guys should join us tonight, and it is going to be at 6.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
9 p.m. Eastern. So thanks for asking, you guys. If you're in the chat when you're on Twitch, I don't really know a lot about Twitch. Have you ever tried doing a Twitch, Sarah?
Yeah. I have a Twitch channel, but I don't go over there much.
I wanted to get involved with Twitch. They had a program person kind of hit me up, and I thought, I can move over to Twitch. And then I don't think they like what they saw. But you can do your own Twitch. And if you can in the chat, say hi to me. all that good stuff. So
Yay! Sounds fun.
All right. Well, that was our episode for this Saturday. This is episode 7. Can you believe it?
Wonderful. Yay. We're still here.
Everyone in the chat, thank you to my mods. Thank you to the everyone for the super chats. Thank you to Mama Bev for the astrology. I love it. And thank you to Sarah. I love doing this podcast with you. This is so fun.
Yes, thank you to Jolene as well. Yes, thank you to everyone who joined us in the chat. And thank you for the rates and the reviews on iTunes.
Yeah, we're almost up to 10. You guys, if you go there right after this, you can just leave us a quick review. 5 stars appreciated. And just write a little something up and we can get us to 10, maybe 15, maybe.
Ooh. We're going to write our intentions. We easily see 10 reviews on iTunes.
I love that. All right, everyone, have a great rest of your Saturday. We'll see you guys later. Bye.
Okay, bye.